everybody. Welcome to the cooking show. So we're gonna get started here. As you can see, I'm making, salad. I really hope you guys enjoy this. So you're gonna want to cut your onion like this. So take your fingers, curl them back. Did it work? All right, this 720p business has got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to stop, guys. Thank you, Bashi. Is YouTube working? One sec. With YouTube, I have to go back to my YouTube channel. Then I have to reopen the chat for some reason. Chats are like attached to the stream. Let's see. It isn't working. Why isn't it working? Excellent connection, my butthole. Oh, there, now it works. Okay. All right, we're gonna make this quick, wait. Okay, YouTube, can you hear me? Okay, everything works. Everything works. Ah, you hear that music? Thank you, Corrupted Swarm. Thank you, eBay. Thank you, Brisbo. Thank you, Bashi. What happened to yesterday's stream? Nothing. You just can't stream that stuff on YouTube. I was streaming porno, and they took it down. It was bull. It was bull crap, dude. Project Zombie 24-hour stream win. Never, ever, ever. I can promise you that. I might never play that game again. Not that I dislike the game. The game is fine. But I'm a zomboid, guys. All right, are we? Oh, shit. One second. Can you guys hear my background sounds at all? You need to be able to, or I'll be sad. I'm super quiet. Am I actually super quiet? No, you're fine. Yes, very quiet. Muffled. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that, actually. I'm streaming with a Rode Me mic for the first time, and I fucked with this for 2 hours, and this is the best I could get it. I don't know why it won't unmuffle, but... I like my mics muffled, bruh. Thank you, King of War, with the $10. Says, almost done watching your Rising of Evil playthrough for a second time. Good times. Well, you definitely live up to your username, the King of Horror. Jesus Christ. All right, I'll turn my mic up. Here. All right, my mic is up. Are you guys sure your ears are getting blown out? Guys, welcome to my fridge. What would you guys like? Almond milk or soy milk? Let's go with oat milk, shall we? Okay, you can hear it. Look, you can hear it. Oh, it's much better. Oh, okay. Look, you can hear it. Can you hear that? You can hear it, guys. Still good. Best before December 20th. We're good. All right, let me get the spoon. We're just making some coffee today. So if you just got here, well, it's over. Thanks for watching. So that was my fall flavor show. We made some coffee, and that's all there is to it. Ah. Ah. Ah, yeah. So, like the title said, well, actually, I don't know what the Twitch title says. I can't remember. But I'm making a recipe I haven't made in a long time, actually, called Acorn Squash and Peanut Soup. It's something I made a lot when I was in first year college, but I haven't made it in forever. Oh, I had to go to the grocery store to buy a few things. Nut soup. The worst thing you can have in your mouth is a big nut. That is a quote from famous chef Marco Pierre White. Okay? He actually says that. I was watching one of his videos, and he says, the worst thing you can have is a big nut in your mouth. He says it. I don't know which video it is. I should find it, honestly. I should find it, because it's really funny. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow, or not tomorrow, I'm not doing another cooking stream tomorrow. Let's be real, it's probably going to be like 6 months before I do another one, because this one's already pissed me off enough, but I'm not going to talk about it any. There's always a problem every time I do a cooking stream. This time it's the mic. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Anthissa. Thank you, Gordon Scrim Gaming. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Moshi. Thank you, Zero. Well, it's actually not like the mic isn't a problem. You know, Tyler, one of the biggest streamers ever, streams from like a $5 like headset mic. So it's not really that big of a deal, but it's a personal pet peeve. The worst thing you can have in your mouth is a big nut. It's true. He says, okay, that's it. I'm searching it up. I'm going to find it because you guys probably think I'm like telling a joke. Marco Pierre White, big nut in your mouth. The best of Marco Pierre White. Fuck, I'm never going to find it. Marco Pierre White, one sec. Marco Pierre White. It's got to have nuts in it. Oh, I might know the one. Maybe it was... What's that really bitter leafy vegetable? It's very bitter, very small. Oh, Belgian endive. Okay. Oh, he probably just calls it an endive. Let's see. Endive. Marco Pierre White. I'm not going to find it. If you guys ever find it, let me know, but I can't. I may have liked the video, actually. Wait, let me check my liked videos. YouTube. Content. No. YouTube. Sorry, I'm not reading chat or anything. I can't see. I'm only on one laptop, so I'm confined to the laptop. Liked videos. All right, I liked a Marco Pierre White one. I hope it's the one where he talks about a nut in your mouth. Oh, it's not. All right. All right, I give up. I give up. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Effin Cat. Thank you, Has the Man. Thank you, Mitsuda. I'm sorry, Turtle Man. This stream is nuts. All right, thank you, guys. My sitting room is sick. Okay, thank you. Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the house? Check it out. Look. What do you think? You like the TV? You like the plant in the corner? Tell me everything. You guys, I got a whole, if you want to see the whole tour of the pad, it's on my VODs channel. What's it called again? It's called Cribs. Bawkbasoup Cribs, yeah. All right, webcam, I'm going to need you to follow me, bro. All right? Stop fucking around. All right, I need to gather the ingredients for my recipe. We're doing acorn squash. It needs to come back to me, too. I think it's acorn squash, an onion, peanut butter, cream. So this is a secret. If you F up a pureed soup, Thank you, Bawklistics. Thank you for the 20 gifted subs. Holy shit. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir. Enjoy, everybody. Enjoy the emotes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, cream. This is the special ingredient to pureed soups if you mess them up at the end. So if you mess it up and the flavor is like a little whack, this is your godsend. Pour some of this in and boom, you fixed it. It might not taste like amazing, but you'll fix it to an edible point. So I only bought this in case we mess up this recipe, which I'm gonna try a new recipe because I do have peanut butter here, but I would much rather use check this out, guys. I talk about eating this all the time, and there's hardly any left too. I have 2 containers of it. Macadamia nut and walnut butter. Check it. Check it, people. All right, so I don't know if there's enough. Whatever. If there's not enough, I can just add peanut butter anyway. It's fine. It is fine. Let's go. Thank you, Puppet Master, for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you, Puppet Master. Thank you, Pixel Ninja, and thank you, Nerdy. Thank you, Puppet and Bawklistics. Holy shit. Guys, a round of applause. Holy. Round of applause. There's nothing better than a big sub nut in your mouth. All right? All right, what else do we need for this recipe? So we're gonna, okay, class, you're gonna need your acorn squash, your onion. We're gonna need, you know what, I have a ton of ginger. Here's how I cook, by the way, and here's how everyone should cook. Well, you can't cook like this unless you know what you're doing. But I have a ton of stuff in my fridge. And so in my acorn squash soup, it's like ginger, garlic, onion, you know, peanut butter, acorn squash, whatever, spices. But I have an apple here. I have too many apples, okay? I have too many apples. So, you know, we could put an apple in there. Why not? Why not? So I do have too many apples. Yeah, I have too many apples. So let's just throw in an apple, and the apple will. And I know what some of you are thinking. Bach, you are crazy. You're gonna put an apple in your soup? Okay, hey camera, can you stop staring at my nuts? That'd be nice, bro. You're gonna put an apple in your soup? Yes, bro, I'm gonna put an apple in my soup because it's just gonna break down to add an extra layer of sweetness, nothing else. It's a pureed soup, so like you're not gonna get any of that apple in there. You're gonna get that sweetness of the apple. It's not gonna dominate the dish, so it doesn't really matter. So with that being said, let's add an apple and see what happens because I need to use up my apples. That's why, as well, a lot of the cooking shows I've ever done, I've made, holy shit, give me a chance to talk. Rico, thank you for the 60. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Soul, for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, 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 everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Oh, all right. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm going. I'm doing something else. You know, I'd be a millionaire if I did just cooking shows. But I've already lived this life. I already did this career. It's in the past. Thank you, Scutes Boot. Thank you for the prime. Thank you, OC Legends. Thank you, Farm Tech Guy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right. All right. Can I play? Can I play the game? Jeez. Jeepers. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna do some monotonous tasks while you guys. Okay, who set that up? I'm gonna do some monotonous tasks while you guys just goof around. You're not supposed to do horseplay in the kitchen. Okay, guys, can you see? You can see what I'm doing? What am I about to do with this ginger? Let's see how smart you guys are. I need the chat to face me. It's like let me move my mountain of lactose pills. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, the things I do for chat. I'm moving stuff, manual labor. This is bullshit. Manual labor. Are you kidding? What? All right. All right. I can see chat. God, hardly. 1 second. Okay. Okay. There. Now I can see chat. Your bro, Dan. Hi, Dan. All right. I can see. So we are going to peel some ginger and with a spoon. Okay. Easy. Oh, wait. We forgot an important step. I already did this, but I got to show you guys that you got to do it. Can you guys hear any of the background noise, by the way? A bit? Okay, good. Just a bit. That's good. That's good. We don't want it to overpower the stream. Okay, can you hear me washing my hands? Can you hear that a little? Okay, a bit. There we go. Good. All right, we're going to peel some ginger. Okay? By the way, the reason I want to make a pureed soup, and I know I've made so many pureed soups on Cooking Stream, but my name is Bawkbasoup for a fucking reason, all right? I love this, and it's one of my favorite things in the fall time. I haven't made it in years because I just haven't got around to it. I haven't really went to the store and bought an acorn squash. Ooh, also, I'm going to need to go outside and collect some things from the garden. Because you know what would go really well with this? I have a ton of nasturtiums in my garden. I can see them right now. They're everywhere, bro. You guys are gonna get to be able to hear me though. Can you go with me? You can't. It's right there though. It's right there. You can hear me though. Here I am making frozen pizza. Thank you, Mountain. It's okay. Here, I'll be right back. Stay. Let me grab my mixing bowl. I'm gonna grab some herbs and some vegetables from the garden. Stay. God, guys, if my neighbor stops and talks to me, I'm gonna actually fucking flip out. 1 sec. I need scissors to cut some of the... I'll just bring my knife. I'll be right back. Stay. You guys are gonna still be able to hear me though. Okay, this is my door. Okay. Can you guys hear me? All right, we're just gonna grab some of these. Okay, just gonna grab some nasturtiums. All right, some big ones, small ones, little ones, tall ones, you know. Okay, gonna grab some here. There we go. No one's out here, that's good. Okay, gonna cut these, we're gonna cut those. All right, we're gonna grab some of the flowers too, because those are edible and they are cool. Okay. All right, there should be enough. Okay, now we need some thyme. Excuse me. Just grabbing the time. I ain't got time for this. Oh boy, I ain't got time for this. Ain't got time for this shit. Oh boy. Ain't got time for this. This is bullshit. Oh, hi, neighbor. Just kidding. Oh, one more thing. Nah, fuck it. Actually, yeah. We'll take some of this. Okay, I'm back. Could you guys hear me? Can you guys even hear me? You can. No bugs. All right, there it is. There's all my nasturtiums. Okay, we got nasturtiums. Is there any bugs in the flower? Fun fact, guys, I used to use these all the time. So these are nasturtium flowers. Check it out. Okay, so you see these? I'm sure you guys have seen these grow around before. They're called nasturtiums. They're fully edible. I think the stalks are edible too. But I always use these. These are nasturtium flowers. They are so good for garnish. They are so good for garnish. I use flowers for garnish all the time because, like, they're unreal. They're so underrated. It's weird why no, like, you would think flowers would be like the most common. They're called nasturtiums. You'd think flowers would be the most common like garnish, but they're really not, and it's so strange to me. Anyway, nasturtiums are also an amazing garnish too because let me see. All right, so nasturtiums are usually like massive like this, but You could find some that look like this. See how small they are? Those are amazing. So if you're trying to elevate your dish and you're walking by some neighborhood, you see the nasturtiums growing in the yard, quickly grab a few. Because if you're cooking for someone special, family, relationship, these will go a long way in making your dish look way better. I digress. Let me wash this stuff. I'm just going to let it soak in water. You can eat the flowers though, yeah. And the flowers are also good to use as a dye, I think. Like if you want to dye like anything, like a vinegar or an oil, a pesto, they're good. The like color of the flower takes over the dish sometimes, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure though. All right. So I'm just going to let it sit in water because usually if there's any bugs on this stuff, it'll just float to the top and you can just pick them out. Or they'll drown and then you can pick them out that way. But doesn't matter though. Extra protein, bruh. Extra protein. Who cares? All right. Now we're going to finally peel this ginger. Bug killer. Yeah, well, every step you take, you're killing a living microorganism. So don't judge too hard there, murderer. Man, even 1-year-olds probably have like 800 counts of manslaughter on their belt if you're going to count microbes. You know what I mean? Look, every time I peel this ginger, I'm probably killing a few microbes, right? Some microbial beings. So I'm using a spoon to peel my ginger. It's a very easy way to peel ginger. You just drag it across and bada bing, bada boom. You will peel it in seconds. But I'm sure everyone already knows that. There we go. We peeled our ginger. Boom! Now you can keep these shavings for stuff, but I'm not gonna, because I can hardly use the actual ingredients. Like keeping like asparagus stems and shit, that's useful if you're cooking every day and if you're not busy, but I'm too busy for that shit, so I'm throwing it out. Well, nothing is useless. Like for the most part, a lot of times, like I'll give a great example, like onion skin. People will throw out the outer layer, so do I. But you can dry roast it in the stove, and then you can make your own onion powder with it. You can like collect all this stuff and then roast it off, and it's edible and it tastes good. But you know, it's such a hassle that I don't really get around to it. Oh shit! What the hell? Not enough memory to open this page. What the fuck is this talking about? Oh wait, I probably shouldn't watch my stream in 2 different tabs. I thought my laptop was powerful. Thought my laptop was powerful. Thank you, Timba. Thank you, Ziggy. Thank you, Red Pyrus. Thank you, Hi Muck. Thank you, Wong and Gatsu. Thank you, Crow. All right. Thank you, Big Red. Okay, what were we doing? I need something to collect our garbage. I will use a small bowl. Now I know I just said this wasn't garbage, but I don't care. It's garbage to me. It's garbage to me, Broheim. All right, so let's cut our ginger. So since this is a pureed soup, we really don't need, like, measurements do not matter. I mean, they do if you're like in the industry and you're doing this for, if you're doing this for fine dining or like Michelin star or whatever, they matter, but they don't really matter for at home. Nothing matters at home. That's the beauty of cooking at home. You don't need to be so specific with anything, especially pureed soups. And it's one reason I love streaming pureed soups or like chili or something, because it's something anyone can do. Like, it's not hard. So I'm just doing a small dice for this. I cut it into large rectangles, then into sticks, as you can see here, if you guys can even see. Is it big enough for you to see this? And then you take your little sticks. Boom. All right. Our sticks are now squares. Remember that, sticks into squares. Okay? Now what are you going to turn the sticks into? Chad? Come on. Come on. Circles. Oh my God. Squares. You fucking... All right. So we're going to cut an onion. Does anyone in the class know how to cut an onion? So first we're going to take off the skin. Now, like I said, you can roast this if you want to, and then you can store it in a mason jar, and you can label it, and you can put it on your like nachos and shit. But listen, I ain't doing that. But if you want to do it at home, you can if you want to. I'm more of a guy like when I'm in a rush, like I do the opposite, where it's like I have no time. So it takes, let's think of it like a speed run. If you take off the outer, like the actual crispy part that you don't want in your dish because it will stick out. Like if you're making like a stir fry and you don't take off this dried outer layer, well, you'll find those flakes like while you're eating it. So it's just unappetizing. It's not good for fine dining. So you want to take it off. But if you're in a big rush, like see, I just pulled it and it ripped and now I got to pull it again. Like now I got to pull it again. That's 2 times you had to pull the skin back, okay? Now this isn't like foreskin, it's not worth it. So sometimes you just want to grab the skin after that one and rip that off instead. Because onions are a dime a dozen. Now, you know, hashtag save the earth. Maybe if you want to save the planet, don't pull off all 3 skins, all right? And definitely don't go to the foreskin, but I digress. So this is too many onions for this soup. So if I was making the soup for the king, all right, who God only knows who that is. That's too many onions for this, but we're cooking it for this king, okay? King chicken. And I don't care how many onions are in this because I'm just trying to get rid of some food, get a good tasting soup. It doesn't matter. So you might ask, what's the measurement of onions, Bawk? Fuck it, dude. So you can cut an onion 2 ways, many ways, but I'm going to make a slit in the side, another one up top. You don't need to do this, especially because it's a pureed soup, so it doesn't really matter. And then you're going to cut along the side. Then you're going to flip it down on its root and cut around all that. Okay. That's already like plenty of onion, but doesn't matter. So if I was cooking this for someone other than myself, legitimately anyone other than me, I'd stop at that onion. But I know if I wrap this up, it's just going to go to waste. So. There we go. So other than the skins, that's minimal waste. All right, what else are we going to put in here? So we have our onions, we have our ginger, which ginger is not like necessary. Ginger hovers over like going into like Asian cooking. Because the standard like North American mirepoix, which is just ingredients you need before you cook most things, is garlic, celery, and carrot. Oh yeah, carrot, that's what I need. Thank you, Kuwait Sirac. Thank you, Big Red. All right, one sec. Let's get the carrots out, shall we? Now, one's in the chat if you love carrots. I do have broccoli in here, but I think broccoli is pushing the creative boundaries a little, honestly. Look at all those broccoli lovers, or carrot lovers. All right, are these carrots still good? They are. Okay, so these are organic, but you still want to wash them and possibly even give them a scrub because even though they're organic, let me put it this way. So if you have an organic farm, okay, and you are 8 fields away from an inorganic farm, and let's say a tornado comes by, guess what? Your organic food is not organic anymore. Well, you're still going to sell it as organic, but you know what I mean? So you never know. You really, really never know where your food comes from unless you go pick it up from the farm. You know what the farmer does. You know how they operate over there. So it's best to just give it a wash, even if it's organic. And you could peel it too. I'm not going to bother peeling it. How often do you roux your mirepoix? How often do I equal parts butter and flour in a pan my onions, celery, and carrot? I'm not sure what you mean. You mean how often do I include a mirepoix in a roux? Oh, it's supposed to be a dirty joke. I see, you fucking pervert. Okay, so I'm going to cut these again. Like I said, it doesn't matter how you cut them, but we're just going to cut them in half. This is a lot of carrot. By the way, how I'm going to actually measure what I put into the pan is when we cut our acorn squash, when I add that to the pan, then I'll see how much carrot, celery, and onion we have in comparison to the acorn squash. The acorn squash needs to dominate the dish. This is an acorn and peanut soup. So these need to complement this. So if these are overtaking the amount of acorn squash I have, it's not acorn peanut, it's onion and some squash, you know. You completely change and alter the flavor, so we need to be careful. All right, so we're just going to cut these into 4s. Well, actually, we're not going to have to cut all these into 4s because these are so small. These are so small, cut in half, that they're equal size to if I cut the big ones in 4. So you don't really have to cut everything in half. You just have to use your eyes. And again, for this particular dish, size doesn't matter. Size matters, all right, bruh? But not here. It's just like real life. Some people don't care about size, some do. And it just matters how you use your ingredients. It doesn't matter how big or small they are. Someone could use these ingredients way better than someone else. And others might spill some on the floor. Yada, yada, yada. All right, I'm actually going to not use all this carrot. That looks good. Actually, a little more. Okay, we got our carrots, our onion, and our ginger. I don't have any celery, so I'm just going to actually put these in a small bag. It's way too many carrots. Like, carrots would dominate, so I need to actually put these away in a little. Okay. Also, if you did want to add another extra depth of flavor to this dish, you could do things like, which I'll go down this road in a little bit, but you can roast all these vegetables off in the oven first with, like, you know, a honey glaze or whatever else. And then you could add to the pot and then add this and then blitz it all together. But we're going to go with no color on anything. So like translucent onion, ginger, carrot, and then no color on this as well. Because color usually is really good for everything, but sometimes for a pureed soup, like especially in fine dining, if you get the colors all mixed up, it'll actually deeply affect what the soup would look like. So if you're serving like an extremely flavorful orange soup and you serve it to the customer and there's orange with bits of brown and bits of like really dark brown, it just doesn't look as good. It looks sloppy. So with stuff like this, if it's fine dining, sometimes you want to sacrifice the extra depth of flavor from the caramelization of the... Okay, you guys don't even understand what the hell I'm saying, do you? Thank you, Proto Man. Thank you, Nova. Why do you keep them in water? It keeps them crispier. I mean, I've done that all throughout my life. I don't know. It's what we always do, so I just do it. And I like dipping in, to be honest. When I pull out carrots just to eat on their own, I like when there's a little bit of water on them. It cuts down that intense flavor of the carrot. You know what I mean? Can you tell us more about working in a place that only served cold food? Wait, what are you talking about? I served, when I worked in one of the restaurants I worked in, I was the garde manger chef. One second, I'm about to fuck up my whole laptop. Give me. I was the garde manger chef, which basically means like cold soups, stocks, sauces, or, well, like it's basically cold soup, salads. But I was the garde manger chef for like 3 years, I think. Um, And it's so much easier. It's so much less stress. You don't have to worry about the heat. Heat is the hardest part about cooking. As soon as that flame comes on, you have time, you have to use your time management skills, which can be very stressful. So if you are scared of cooking, the best way to get into it is just like make some salads, make some soups like this. Like this is so easy. And that's why I love doing this, because it's something that will encourage people to cook. Because like, man, just take this, or not the ginger, but the carrot and the carrot and the onion, and replace this with like whatever celeriac root, butternut squash. You could just double down on the carrots, make a carrot soup. You could take broccoli and cauliflower. You could take broccoli itself, add some cheddar cheese. You could take cauliflower itself, add some cream. There's many things you could do with just these ingredients. And this is such like a this is such a non-threatening like thing to cook, pureed soups, I mean, because like it's so hard to fuck up. And on top of that, you just turn the heat on. And you don't, if you really don't want to, you can just add all the ingredients in at the same time and then water, and it won't turn out as good, but it'll work. And you can learn from that. And the next time you do it, you could turn the heat on and maybe try sauteing off a few vegetables and then adding the water. The next time, maybe you could do a reduction with that. The next time, maybe you could do a reduction, and then you can add some red wine, reduce that down too, add your reduction back, start to get a little crazy. But yeah, thank you, Thony Kennedy. Thank you, Thony. Thank you, Critical Quality, for the $2. I've seen Food Wars. I know all about depth of flavor. Nice, dude. I actually don't watch many cooking shows. I haven't seen like many at all. I streamed Hotel Hell before, and like Kitchen Nightmares. What's funny about that? When I streamed Hotel Hell, thank God I wasn't streaming on YouTube at the time, because there is a scene in Hotel Hell, I'm not even kidding, where they show Gordon Ramsay showering. I'm not even joking. He takes off all this, goes buck naked, you see his whole ass, and he gets in the shower. And I'm just like, I was watching on stream like, what the fuck is this? Like, I had no clue this was coming. Like, Jesus Christ. But thankfully on Twitch, Twitch. They don't, you be shaking around your fucking Triple H's and they don't give a shit. It was insane. Found a broccoli cheddar soup recipe, and someone I told didn't know why carrots would be included. Didn't know either. Well, the thing is, the thing about cooking, guys, is that people are so obsessed with singular ingredients all the time. It's the biggest rookie thing in cooking. They're so obsessed with like let's say I add mustard to this, and then someone in the chat will be like, "Oh, I was down until you added the mustard, bro." The mustard is literally just to add a depth of flavor that you don't even understand. Like, it doesn't even, you will never, ever guess it's in there. It's in there because the reason why this is the best soup you've ever had is because of that mustard. Sure, you hate mustard, but it doesn't matter that you hate it. It was required to get to that flavor that you love. Now, if you hate singular, like I hate tomatoes, and then someone makes like a tomato soup for you, you could still like that tomato soup. As long as there's like complex flavors in there complementing the tomato, you can still enjoy it. But people are very, very obsessed on like singular ingredients. And that is one thing, if you want to actually get into like, food education or expanding your palate and enjoying more ingredients, because you're so, like, you always eat the same thing or whatever else, you're scared to try new stuff. You really, when it comes to like a full dish, like a soup or like a stir fry or whatever, you really have to ditch that idea of I hate this ingredient. If that ingredient's in there, I'm not eating it. Like, that will keep you back in the Stone Age. Now, it's different if you have like a peanut allergy and your friend, no, dude, trust me, like it's worth risking your life for. That's stupid. But if you like, oh, I don't like mayonnaise, and there's a cup of mayonnaise in a recipe that in its entirety is a gallon, well, who the fuck cares? Like, eat it anyway. You won't even know there's mayonnaise in there. You know what I mean? So why are there carrots? Why add carrots? Because the carrots add So these are like aromatic ingredients, okay? They don't like completely dominate a dish unless you add too many of them. Like if we do a handful of carrots and a handful of onion, as like a precursor to our soup, that just increases the flavor of this. That adds this extra depth that wouldn't be there without this. They're just like, and every country has their thing, by the way. In North America, it's carrots, onions, or well, North America sort of adapted.
I'm gonna kick this Jill sandwich.
Yo! Thank you, Suede Guy, for the 2 gifted subs. Thank you. When does the jelking begin, says OC Legends? Right now, baby. My bathroom's right there. I digress. I'm not going to sit here and yap. But every country has their own, like, ones of these that are in, like, everything. Like, China is, like, I think it's, like, green onion, garlic, ginger. And, like, that's their thing. Like, green onion, garlic, and ginger is, like, everything they make. And just, like, in America, you know, shallots and garlic is in, like, every sauce that you make. Like, every, like, white wine reduction, every red wine reduction, every cream sauce, every bechamel. Like, it all has, like, at least, like, onions or garlic in there. Or onions or carrot or celery. So it just depends on what country you're eating from. So like if, let's say you think you hate carrots, onions, and celery, I got news for you, bud. If you go to restaurants, you've been eating that shit your whole life, all the time. It's in everything. Like carrots, onions, celery, and garlic are in like everything. Not to mention I hate vinegar or I hate mustard. Mustard and vinegar are 2 key components to cooking. Like if you don't have mustard and vinegar in your pantry, you're fucked. Like if you want to make some complex dishes, you need that stuff. You're not fucked. Like mustard isn't in like everything. But you know, oil, mustard, vinegar, they're pretty staple for when it comes to cooking. Thank you, Big Red the Bard. My Google opinion rewards were expiring. Enjoy the survey bits. Thank you, Big Red. Something funny about Google, by the way, and food. Well, Google represses nutritional facts. A good example is like red meat, where you'll Google like, is red meat good for you? And it won't show you, like it won't show you recent actual like real studies. It'll first show you stuff from that's like a decade old. So it's like, bruh. I digress though. Where was I going with this? Oh, I used to tell you guys, so I used to get in fights with chat, not all the time, sometimes when I talked about something called risotto. And I used to tell chat that it's a cooking method. And Google used to say that it wasn't a cooking method. Now I know what it really is. Classically, risotto is arborio rice cooked on high heat with boiling stock that you gradually add and you finish with cream or you finish with butter and cream or something along those lines. Well, with gradually stirring. I get it. But risotto is a cooking method. And I used to tell people that all the time. And then they'd Google it and they'd be like, no, you're wrong, dude. And they've changed it on Google. I don't know what it says now, but they did actually change it in some Google searches that it says it's a cooking method. So food knowledge, man, it's so repressed. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because of corporate giants that own things like sunflower oil and just shit that's like just pushed out to the grocery store. They, you know, market manipulation. Yada, yada, yada. Are we ready to cook? Who let him cook? All right, let's cut the apple last. All right, so let's cut up our acorn squash. Who let him cook? Big Corpo. See, this is why you don't want food. If you hate my yapping, you don't want any more cooking shows. Bro, oh, you don't want cooking shows. Bro, you don't want cooking shows. Oh, bro. Thank you, Jokers. I give it the 5 gifted subs. Thank you. Keep on drinking oat milk. All right, listen, you fucking bro. I didn't say I didn't. I didn't say that this corruption wasn't my partner. I'm just telling you how it is. Okay, I'm right there with them. I'll drink the oat milk and stuff. I have no problems. But if you want to be a better person than me, you know, do your research. So we're just going to peel the... You can do this with a knife. You can do this with a peeler. A peeler is sort of annoying, though, unless it's really sharp. So I just follow, like, I just cut around in a circle. Try to get as little waste as possible, which is really hard with acorn squash because there's all these crevices. But we're going to turn this around and do it the other way. All right, so let's turn this around. So if you really want to waste your time, you can take your paring knife. And you see these little crevices. This is what I'm cutting off. So you can take your paring knife, if you have all the time in the world, and you could cut in one side and then cut in the other and take it out that way. But sorry, the reason I cover every way to do everything is just to cut down on the back seating. All right. But no one's back seating, but you know, people have questions, well, yada, yada, yada. It's okay. It's okay. Acorn squash is sort of annoying. Well, it's not like super annoying, but butternut squash, simple. You cut it in half, boom, boom, boom. It's done in like 2 seconds. This is a little more, requires a little more finesse. You could peel with a gun if you want to. You could shoot it to bits. America style, fuck yeah. Being a cook seems dangerous sometimes. Sometimes. Cooking is dangerous all the time. All right, so thank God this isn't rotten in the inside. I was sort of worried. So we're going to scoop out all the guts now. You'll see, use a normal spoon. I should have probably put these ingredients on the other side so I could show you guys what I'm doing. But I haven't done a cooking stream in a long time, bro. In a long time. All right. Just gonna put this in the fridge because it's taking me forever. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Emperor. Where's my shirt from? Teddy Fresh. This is a randomizer, Nathan. I'm randomizing my my recipe for acorn squash soup. How do I clean my cutting board? It depends on how dirty it is. Normally just water and a paper towel. If you really want to clean a wooden cutting board, you want to use vinegar. You want to use some deep cleaning. So vinegar, you know, wipe off the vinegar, maybe another round, and then you want to use wax. And I have some stuff for it. Wax and, well, oil, yeah, oil and wax. But the amount of times I oil and wax this thing, oh my God, like once every couple months, once every like 3 or 4 months. Fix your drawer. Oh my God, the chirps. Okay, handyman, we'll come fix it. I already tried, all right? Now see, this is where we're gonna have a disagreement, okay? Now, why is this a problem? Why? Why would I waste my time fixing this? I'm being serious. Why? Why would I waste my time fixing this? I live alone. Tell me one logical, objective reason why I would ever fix that and waste my time. For the babes. I live alone. Because it looks better. Well, I don't get off to how my house looks. Next. All right. Glad that's settled. Okay, so now Jimbus is coming over later today to pick me up for Terrifier. Unless I'm taking a taxi, but Jimbus, bring your hammer. Jimbus is the handyman of the family, okay? Bring your hammer and your nails. I'll slip you a $50 bill. How's that sound? All right, get all this gross stuff out there. Now you could, I don't know if you can actually, I think you can eat, I think acorn squash seeds are edible, right? I'm not sure if you can roast these off. You probably can. Honestly, if you can, Google it, guys. I'll look up a recipe and roast them off. I have a lot of time today. You know, I'll Google it. One sec. Pretty sure you can. I'm not sure though. Acorn squash might have something in the seeds that you can't. Seeds are something that you should be wary of. Acorn squash. Pumpkins. Okay, wait. Pumpkin seeds are. I don't see why this wouldn't be. I don't take those risks, but yeah. Acorn squash seeds recipe. Roasted acorn squash seeds. My God, this recipe is filled with ads. I know you guys paying oil and salt. That's it, bro. Come on. Transfer the seeds to a colander, rinse with cool water. Go through the seeds, pick out the pulp, drain them. All right, how long is this person roasted for? 325 for 20 minutes. Okay. You live with your mom, don't you? I saw him on stream call out to his mom that he got world record for Silent Hill 2. Yep, that was me. I was so proud of myself for getting record for that game on release day that I just screamed for my mom, Mom! Yeah. Busted! All right, I gotta rinse off these seeds. I live with my mom. Busted! Holy shit! It doesn't matter if there's pulp on these. Probably easier to take off once they're cooked. Honestly, yeah, it doesn't even matter if there's pulp on them. What's that recipe talking about? Why does it matter? It's not like it's not edible. All right, doesn't matter. Fuck this. I'm going to put it on a drying rack and we're going to... This is a waste of time is what this is. All right. Okay. Well, there's only one piece left. May as well, I guess. Okay. I need a sheet pan with paper towel on it. Recipe? Recipe. This guy thinks I've ever used a recipe. Now, for real though, if I don't know how to make something, I look up a loose recipe online, like for the seeds. Like, okay, 325 oven. All right, which I would have guessed that anyway. But it's nice to just freeball everything. Let me say something, by the way. Because when I used to do cooking shows all the time, people would comment and be like, Oh man. People would comment and be like, oh man, wow, 2 hours and then clean up to make a steak dinner. Like, wow, what a waste of time. I'm just going to put it in a pressure cooker. Braskies, this acorn squash soup would have been made. This would have, if I wasn't streaming, this would take me, not counting it sitting there and boiling away, probably 5 minutes. And then after it's done boiling, you'd have to puree it. And then it's like a 10-minute recipe. Like you could do this in 10 to 15 minutes, no questions asked. But I'm dicking around. So we're also going to make pesto too. So, I got paper towel. I got paper towel. I got paper towel. I got paper towel. Please don't leave the stream. I can change. All right, so we got paper towel here. I'm going to put their seeds on there. All right, so there you go, guys. We're doing acorn squash seeds because chat, you guys were like, you may cook them. So we're going to cook them. All right. Oh, and we could, oh, you know what? Actually, we can use these. We could candy. Okay, so we could dry roast these and then we could candy them and we could use them as a garnish for the acorn squash soup with the pesto. That sounds good. Actually, that'd be really good. That's the kind of stuff they do in like really fine dining, by the way. You really, like one key thing is like, oh, respect the ingredients, like really, really respect the ingredients. Turn that pulp into a foam and then turn these seeds into candied seeds and put those on the top. You know what I mean? Can you make pesto can you make decent pesto without the nuts? Yeah, you can. But you can use any nuts though. Like classic pesto, I think, like I forget where pesto originated from, but the classic recipe for pesto is toasted pine nuts, garlic, olive oil, lemon juice, basil, and Parmesan cheese. I think that's the classic recipe, but you could go crazy with that. Like as long as you know that's the classic recipe. Like for mine, I don't have basil. I'm using nasturtiums. I don't have pine nuts. I'm using walnuts. I don't have Parmesan cheese. I'm using cheddar cheese. Well, cheddar cheese, not a good idea. Well, you could do that, but it's better to use a hard cheese. You know what I mean? What else? What else was there? Garlic. Yeah, garlic is like I always put garlic in there. But even I use seeds a lot of time instead of nuts. Like for this, I could use pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds would work really well with this. And that might be what I do use actually. Thank you, Dead Quinn. Thank you, Auntie, for the 65. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Iggly Wiggly. Thank you, Alondra. Thank you, Embrace. Neo, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Cheddar cheese would be too sharp. Well, yeah, it just depends on what you... But with that exact recipe I just gave, 100%. But all I'm getting at is you could experiment. You don't need to follow that like toast... Like, I want to make pesto, but I don't have toasted pine nuts. It doesn't matter. Just use walnuts, use almonds. And if it tastes off, well, fuck, you live and learn. I've made pesto like 30, 40 times. And my best pestos, I was just winging it. Like one of the best ones I ever made was like walnuts, pumpkin seeds, Parmesan, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, Parmesan, then nasturtium. No, was it nasturtium? It was basil and parsley, and parsley was the dominant herb, and it was so good. Oh my god! I think there was honey in there, garlic, and lemon juice. It was so good. Oh my god, it was good. Ugh. I love walnuts and pesto. They're so good for that. They are really good for that. And walnuts are very oily. So if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of cooking, like since walnuts are so oily, like if you have an oily nut, then you don't have to add as much oil technically. You know what I mean? Just like if you use salted butter for something, but you don't need to add as much salt. Like if I start this recipe off with salted butter, well, I don't have to add as much salt because there's already salt in there. Or if I like finish a soup with salted sour cream, well, I'm gonna season at the end because I'm gonna taste it after we add the salted sour cream. You know what I mean? It's little things like that when you're trying to up your game for cooking. It's those little things that you need to keep in mind. Well, they won't make or break your dish usually, but you know, it's something that when you get down to the science of it, you need to pay attention to that stuff. So sure. How was the mic, by the way? Has it been okay? Yo, thank you, Anderson. Walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Okay. So we're gonna cut this on the side. Nothing fancy with this. Okay. We have a lot of butternut squash. Holy moly. So if you're doing this at home, definitely don't stack it up like I am, because you'll risk getting an injury way more. Okay, some of these pieces are a little too big. Like I said, it doesn't really matter, but all right. Do we need to use all this? Well, we don't, but it just hit me. I will never use this if I don't cook it now, so. Everyone be very quiet. Be very quiet, everybody. Can you guys hear the knife and stuff ever? Yes. Okay. All right. So that is enough acorn squash. I am not I am not gonna be able to eat all this. I'm gonna have to freeze a lot of it. So I think that's a good ratio. Like there's our mirepoix. So this is what we'll be sauteing off to increase the flavor. Oh, we need some garlic too. And I probably should get some chili. And then we're gonna decide on our spices. God, I can't believe I'm still sick. It's been like a month. I'm going for the Maria ending, yeah. Okay. By the way, this is knife only, not to brag. Knife only permadeath too. It technically is permadeath. You know what's scary, guys? Every day is permadeath. Every day. Fuck, dude. Too real, bro. Where? Oh yeah, we have our apple too. This will be interesting. So, what did I say we needed? Oh yeah, garlic. I hope any of this garlic is still good. It is. Okay. So we're gonna take our garlic. Look at all the. This is what I hate about this kitchen. We're getting to the point. If I had an island right now, push that all away, push that away, and I have all this space. But because I have this little kitchen, we got to work with what we got. This is garlic. Now, does class know what garlic is? Class? Me rating my own kitchen? I hate my kitchen. Like, okay, aesthetically, great kitchen. Love it. Looks great. Once you actually try and cook it though, then you're like, wait, this is not it, bro. This is not it. Do do do. Garlic, the more the better. Yeah. No one said it. Maybe I gotta do it a few times. 1 sec. No one's gonna say it. Fuck! Stop scraping your knife with the cutting board. It's bad for your edge. Thank you, Onyx. Thank you. Shut up. Sorry, that was to the person thinking it, not Onyx. Onyx said what I was waiting for. Onyx, thank you. You are beautiful. One of your drawer handles is falling off. Oh my god. That's crazy, bro. And how does that affect my life in any way, shape, or form? Can you elaborate? Like, literally, like, give me a nano. I'm talking smallest effect on my life. Like a nano effect. Come on. Let's see if you can. Trick question, by the way. So the garlic, the more the better. I think I want more garlic than ginger, but so I did 3 huge cloves. I have chores later. I don't even have any dirty dishes yet. It's an anomaly. Yeah, look, guys, spot the anomaly. Try and fix it. Click your screen. Just kidding. You can fix the anomaly if you, there's something, there should be a purple button. And if you click that purple button, it should say like $6 or $5, depends on your country. Just give that another click. I just realized, okay, you guys are about to see why okay, you guys rank that kitchen. So I need a food processor to make the pesto. You want to know where the food processor is? Thank you, Makulan. Thank you. And Sudu, thank you. Let me get the food processor. 1 second.
I'm gonna kick this Jill sandwich.
It's not even in there. Where is it? It was in there, okay? It was in there. It was in there, man. Oh, boy. There it is. Ta-da! Now, where am I going to put it? That's a good question, and I have your answer. Well, once I move everything off of here, then I can put it down and use it. I can't wait to move. Thank you, Movado. Thank you, Lunatif. My dream, guys, I mark my words, I'll do cooking shows every week. If I could ever have a kitchen where there's an island as big as this space, like as big as this walking space. There's an island, and I just have I have a food processor, I have a mixer, I have a air fryer. You know, it's all hooked up. Coffee machine. Boom, 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 boom. And then overarching all of it is the streaming setup right there, and it's just it's so far up you can't even see all the appliances, so you could just see me and like all the other space. So if I do need to use something, I just pull it into the camera. Oh, that'd be the dream. But right now, I have one space to do everything, and it's right here. Poggers. Thank you, Proto Man. I'm dreaming again. Yeah, well, I plan on moving soon. I moved here 5 years ago. But as with all of life, I'm just saying what I would like in the future, but you make do with what you got. So, I think I need to turn some lights on. It's getting pretty dark. Whoa! Is this too light? Is this too bright? How's your housing market, though? Bro, are you asking a Canadian how his housing market is? Jesus Christ. He doesn't know. How's your housing market? If you're American and you're thinking like, oh man, America has it just as bad. You poor innocent soul. You guys have like 50 choices. We have like 3. Well, no, you can live anywhere in Canada, but Canada is way less like, Canada has very few desirable places to live. Like in America, there's quite a few places that are like fine, you know? But for example, like Nunavut, Northwest Territories, and the Yukon, those are like borderline unlivable. Just snow fucking like ice age over there. And then you have Manitoba. I'm sorry if there's any Manitobans in the chat, but that place sucks dick. What else? Saskatchewan, I'd rather die. What else we got? British Columbia, great place. Ontario, great place. Quebec, do you like Quebec? Do you speak French? No, that's not a problem. You can still live in Quebec. Do you like being shamed? A 1 in 10 chance of being shamed that you're speaking the language you grew up with? If the answer is yes, I got bad news for you. Oh yeah, Alberta, you forgot that existed. No, Alberta, if you live in Alberta, you gotta live, is it Calgary? What's the big place in Alberta? There's a couple, where is that like amazing place that, so a lot of people in my culinary took an internship at somewhere like, where is it? There's somewhere like really, really nice with water and mountains, and it's like lakes everywhere. I think it's on the tip of my tongue, man. Banff, that's it. Banff. Yeah. That place, Calgary, and then, yeah. There's a ghost. Yeah, the camera has a mind of its own. Yeah, a lot of people, you know where you know what's funny? You guys aren't going to be surprised by this at all. But one of the benefits of the culinary school I went to was you could take your internship anywhere. They would literally let you go anywhere in the entire world. So people went to Italy, people went to Spain, people went to everywhere in Asia. People went to Russia, people went to Brazil, like people in my class. People went to places in America. People went to Banff, ton of people. Guess where I went? Any guessers? I worked at a place that was a 15-minute bike ride from my house that I already lived at. But you know what's ironic? You know what's pretty funny? I was one of the only people at school that didn't like go somewhere crazy. Now, on top of that, let me add some context too. Most of the people in culinary school were not from Prince Edward Island. They were not from here. So like they were already traveling. They already picked up their lives and went to school somewhere they didn't live. So picking up their lives and doing it again, what else is new, you know? It's easy for them. But for me, I was never anywhere else. And you know what's funny? The reason why, well, if you're new here, I can explain some things, but I had a very successful culinary career. I had my own catering business. I taught cooking classes for the government that paid extremely well. I digress. I got all that because I stayed here. I got all that because I just got really lucky. The place I picked for my internship just happened to, after I got my internship there, like a year later, because I stayed there for like 4 or 5 years. A year later, a new chef took over and he decimated. He was like the best chef to this day that I've ever met in my life. Like he was so insanely talented. 16-hour days every single day, no days off, insane. Like absolutely insane. Like the crazy chefs you see on TV, he's them. Like he was nuts. And I just got lucky. So it was like so lucky. I lucked out very hard. I'm from Southern Ontario. It's not a great place to live. I won't argue that. I would only live in 3 places. I would live in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, Vancouver, or Toronto. And nowhere else. You couldn't have a gun to my head to live anywhere else in this entire country. Oh, well, maybe Montreal. Montreal's nice. Or, sorry, no, not Montreal. Fuck that. Quebec City, sorry. No. What the fuck am I talking about? Ottawa. That's the right place, okay? That's the right place. Oh, I know why my camera's doing weird stuff. It's because it operates off hand signals. It's not doing it, but because I went like this and my camera blinked, and I think that's what. Yeah, there we go. I turned auto tracking back on. Nice, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Nice. But with all this being said, guys, thank you, O Mendes. You know, I hated when I lived here, like when I first started streaming, when I lived at PEI, I fucking hated my life. I hated it so much. It was so, it was horrible. I was like depressed. But you know, even if you're in a really shitty situation, you just got to truck it out for as long as you can, and then eventually you'll get to a place. I'm having a great time now, but you just got to truck it out, work through the tears, and eventually you'll get to a place that you're happy with. That's my conclusion to I hate my kitchen. Any other questions? All right, so we need the spices for this. Why do I hate it? Glad you asked. So, I just ranted about that, bro. I can't do it again. Okay, that wasn't me farting. That was my mouth. See? So what do we put in this? So we have ginger, garlic, carrots, and onions. Ginger, garlic, carrots, onions. We have butternut squash. Our main component is, well, right now I have macadamia and walnut butter, but I don't know. I just want to use these up. But usually I use peanut butter, but I think I'll use both. But that might be too many flavors. Should be okay. But this is an experiment. So if I wasn't experimenting, boom. If you want a really good soup, this is probably fine. Carrots, onions, garlic, ginger, and butternut squash. Then when you're cooking them off, finish with the peanut butter, cook that, let it slightly caramelize, add in chicken stock, bring it to a boil, blitz it up. And then if it tastes not good enough, well, at the very end, add some cream, it'll be fine. But we're gonna get a little crazier because that's an easy recipe. So I wanna show you guys that a base recipe is the best thing that you can have to learn how to cook. Oh yeah, we have this apple too. But yeah, the best way to cook is just to get a base recipe, a safe one, get that down, and then continue off of that. So like every Monday, make like a pureed soup. So this time you made your peanut and, easy. And the next week, maybe you could try broccoli, cheddar, and onion soup or something along those lines. Then maybe next time you can try French onion, and then you expand off of this. So we have peanuts. This is easy. So let's make it complicated. So let's grab... let's make it more Asian style. Like let's do fusion cooking. So we're going to grab some rice wine vinegar. We're going to grab some rice wine vinegar. We're going to grab some... We're going to grab some mirin. We're going to grab some ponzu. We're going to grab some sesame oil, if that's still good. I don't know if it is. It probably isn't. Best before... Ooh. Fuck. Ugh. Sorry, there was a piece of dust. I thought it was a bug. Just use it. Well, yeah, I might. It might still be good. It's just a few months ago. It went bad in May. One sec. How long after expiration date sesame oil? Expiration dates are a scam, by the way, if you don't know. Well, they're not a scam. They're just a health thing. Okay. Okay, so what else could we use? I do have honey too. Let's grab some honey. So, okay, so honey, sesame oil, ponzu, mirin, apple. Now we need some actual spices. Then let's do chili powder, a little smoked paprika. Sec. Let's grab some. Oh, I have coconut oil too. Or coconut milk, sorry. I forgot about that. Okay, so coconut milk. We have some. No. Oh, cinnamon. That's good. And then we have turmeric. Turmeric's good for you. Okay, so we have cinnamon, turmeric, and let's grab some. I don't know, chili flakes, and then what else? We need, I think one more thing. Let's use cardamom. Fuck it, boys. Where is my cardamom? There it is. Okay. Oh, you guys can see me? Fuck, dude. All right. So I might not use all of this. So, so remember, if you want to try cooking at home, you don't need this stuff, okay? Don't experiment like me. Just make your safe soup with your peanut butter, your butternut squash, and your mirepoix. Do not go crazy like I am. But I do know that when making a peanut sauce, cardamom, chili flakes, cinnamon, turmeric I'm only adding just for that extra nutritional benefit. Turmeric's good for your butthole. Turmeric, smoked paprika just for that extra something. chili powder because it's a good filler. And yeah, we can finish with coconut milk. So I might not add any of these three things: ponzu, mirin, sesame. So one thing, guys, a really good way for a rookie chef, and even myself, like a good way just in general to check what you should put into something is once we get this started, like once we have this all roasted off and then we add our liquid, then we take our liquid, add it to a ramekin or a small dish, and then add those extra ingredients. Add the sesame oil, add the ponzu, add the mirin, add the honey, add the coconut milk, just a little, like what's the word for it? Compensate or do the measurements as if you were making a tablespoon of soup. So get like a tea drop or a dropper of honey. You know what I mean? You're not going to do that. Like you're not going to go that low, but you know what I mean? And then if that tastes good, like with all those extra ingredients, then you taste that. And if you're like, wow, that's amazing, then you add that stuff to the full soup. And then you know it's going to work as opposed to just adding it to the soup. It tasted like fucking garbage. And then you're like, oh, great. I just wasted like 30 bucks. Well, these days, $190,000 of groceries, which is what you can see here. All right. And one great thing about the spices and doing a pureed soup is for some things that are really hard to cook, you need to use a very high heat. So like you have your oven on like max. So it's on maximum heat and you need to take care of it. Well, a good thing about a pureed soup is you don't need to do max heat. So the lower your heat, the way easier it is to cook something. Because when your heat is high, you need to know which spices, like if you have like Spanish paprika and you have it on like a spice rub for your steak and you sear it. Well, newsflash, burnt Spanish paprika tastes fucking terrible. So boom. Well, you didn't know that. And that's because since your heat was so high, you know, it just, the higher the heat, it's like turning up your difficulty in a video game. Medium heat, you're playing standard mode. High heat, you're playing Village of Shadows. If you don't know what you're fucking doing, don't try Village of Shadows. You know what I mean? So with a pureed soup, you can keep it on medium. You can even keep it on low, but you just need to sweat off your ingredients. Make sense? Thank you, Soldier. Thank you, Better Days. Thank you, Mendes. Max Flame noted. Yeah. Why'd I leave my culinary career behind? Well, because I met you guys in the chat. What do you think? I met the chat. I was like, holy shit, this is the chat? Well, I'm staying here, boys. The chat, guys, the chat. Just checking on my seeds. Holy moly. Just checking on my seeds, bro. All right. Good enough. Shall we start the soup? If your stove uses numbers for heat scale, what's considered... I can't see all of chat. One sec. Why did I leave my culinary career behind? I could tell you. Well, I didn't leave it behind. Hey, I'm making money doing this, so I didn't leave it behind fully. But the thing is, let me tell you 2 career paths that require all of your time. Okay? 2 career paths that require all of your time are 1, culinary school, and 2, streaming. You can't do both. You can't. If you're doing both, you're an amateur at both. There we go. Because 2 career paths that you can always be learning and you can always be doing something: culinary and streaming. Streaming is something that, in my opinion, you're not taking it serious. Like, you can't, for me, my brain can't shut off anymore because of this career path. You can always be making a YouTube short, a TikTok, an Instagram post, a Twitter post, be streaming in general, making a YouTube video, coming up with ideas for everything I just listed. That is streaming. So there's no like days off. You can literally always be doing something. And like it overlaps too. Like while doing a cooking show, oh, maybe I should do something during the show for a short. Maybe I should take a picture at the end for an Instagram post. Maybe I should do a pose or something for a Twitter post. You know, there's always something you can do. And that's why a lot of streamers quit. And that's why a lot of streamers have mental problems, because it's just something you can't shut off. With that being said, same thing, culinary, where like, see how I know how well to make this acorn squash soup? Acorn squash, specifically acorn. Okay, then there's butternut squash. Then there's like, I'm not gonna start listing. There's like 100 different variations of squash, and you need to know how each different squash tastes. So then, like, let's say you're working in like Italy and this squash comes in, or whatever, like this herb comes in that's fresh and local. That's key for good cooking. That's key for a high-end restaurant, has fresh and local ingredients, because fresh and local ingredients have the best flavor profile usually. And you need to know how to cook all of them. So what happens if you're a chef and you get this big batch of fresh and local ingredients that you've never cooked with before? Well, I'll tell you, you cook with them and you experiment with them, and you take that whole week to experiment and cook and try these different recipes, and whatever sticks, you got to remember, whatever doesn't, you know, maybe you could try a different variation of it. And then the next week comes by and you have a whole new, you know what I mean? You know where I'm going? But why did I ditch my culinary career? Because my real passion is gaming. I have been addicted to games since I was like 3 years old. I love cooking. You could clearly see that. But it's just, if I go down the culinary route, well, then I just play games casually every now and then. That's not exciting. But going down the streamer route, one big benefit to being a streamer or a content creator is you could do anything. So I still, you know, the most money I ever made as a cook or a chef was teaching cooking classes. Well, surprise, surprise, I probably make more now teaching you guys, or like cooking in front of you guys, than I did with those cooking classes. So, you know, that's why I abandoned that career, because I could still use my favorite part of it while being a streamer, and vice versa didn't work. You know what I mean? Pay your soup tax. You guys keep making me yap. I'm supposed to cook. Stop asking hard-hitting questions. When will you move to do more cooking streams? Jesus Christ. When will I move? I don't know, man. I don't know. But all right, let's start this shit. So we're gonna go medium heat. We are, you know what? Let's make a bit more of a complex flavor. And let's brown butter. So browning butter adds this nuttiness. And you know what's crazy? We are doing a nutty, let's do this much. We're doing a nutty, a nut-based. So there was like a brown spot. And we want to make sure there's no like toast crumbs or anything, which I don't make toast, so there's none, but just for you guys. So we want to melt off this butter. And we want brown butter. Now you're probably thinking, bro, that's a lot of butter. That's a lot of butter, bro. Wait, can you guys even see it? Okay. So yes, that's a lot of butter. If you're eating the whole fucking soup, dude. Now we are having one portion of a 6-portion soup. So one portion of a 6-portion soup is just like that much butter. That's not much butter. You know what I mean? So if you guys don't know how to brown butter, it's actually, I got to turn the heat up, but it's something I don't recommend you try. Maybe if you want to brown butter, try it solo. Like don't be making something, be like, I'm going to do brown butter for this. Don't do that. Just brown it in your own time. Take a small knob and try and get it in a small pan. You know what I mean? So we're going to melt this. And the reason I say don't try it at home is the difference between not brown enough and too brown is like 10 seconds. You have to really react fast. So brown butter is used in a lot of Asian cooking. It's not used in a ton of North American dishes, but it just adds a complexity of flavor. I think you're browning, I think you're just like browning the milk solids. And what that does is it just adds like a nuttiness. And since we're doing a peanut and acorn squash soup, hey, extra nuttiness to complement the peanut butter or whatever, walnut and macadamia nut butter, whatever butter you're using. So remember earlier when I talked about like making pesto and you can replace the ingredients, like, oh, if you don't have toasted pine nuts, you could use walnuts. Well, just like this, if you don't have peanut butter, try walnut butter, try almond butter. It might not work, but it might work. It probably will work. The peanut butter is added for like a consistency and a small depth of flavor, but the star of the show is going to be the butternut squash. And if you're taking that risk, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I should do this because I don't know if almond butter goes well with all these ingredients. Well, don't add very much. Just add a little bit and let it be a butternut squash dominated soup as opposed to butternut squash and peanut or butternut squash and whatever nut you're adding. So what we're looking for is it needs to be like, I am not ready for this. You guys are making me yap too much. Okay. So we're just looking for it to be like, we're looking for these brown flakes. It's brown right now, slightly, but you want it to go a little more. So we're just going to check it. So we're almost at that point. You can see the milk solids start to brown. All right. Okay, this is good. And it'll get off a different smell too. So now we're going to turn our heat down. You want to make sure everything's nice and coated. Mm. Okay. So normally, if I was cooking this by myself, I would just keep it on high heat, like off stream. But just for you guys to see, you don't need to keep it on high heat. And with these spices, like, I don't know. Hey, everybody. Onions, carrots, ginger, and garlic. Hey, everybody. Can you guys see inside the thing? By the way, I'm doing something dangerous. I have a fire extinguisher, so, but my camera, do you see what it's on? My second camera is on a fucking, a paper towel roll. Ah. Right by the propane stove. Yeah. Fuck yeah. But that's just because I'm based, So I'm going to turn it up a little because this is taking too long, but you guys get the idea. You don't need high heat. So, I don't know. Should I try with the walnut? The walnut butter might fuck it up. It's quite. I wish I had more. I just don't have a lot. But sure, oh yeah, the apple. Oops. Hey, bro. And by the way, guys, apples and peanut butter, huh? They go well together. Okay, so let's add the butternut squash. I'm not gonna add the apple yet. This is a very experimental recipe, by the way. I can't guarantee this is gonna be good, but I can save it if it's bad, so it's not a problem. All right. Oh, I forgot to preheat the oven for the seeds. All right. So. So give it a smell. We're also going to season a little bit, just with salt and pepper. Draw out some of that moisture. So now to make this easy, so you could add a lot of different components to this, like at different times, like vinegar to finish or whatever else. But we're just going to add it all in there together. So fuck it. Let's try an experiment. So we're going to add the butter, walnut and macadamia nut butter. I'm going to turn the heat down just so we don't burn anything, because this could take a little bit. I just got stuff all over me. Great. That's not enough. That's not enough. So it's fine. We'll just use a bit of peanut butter. All right. So now in with our spices. So I'm going to be very careful. I'm not going to add too many spices. So if you add just a little bit of spice, you know, you're safe-ish. So we're going to stir this around. So this is the easiest way to do this. Turn it back up a little. Okay, so now we'll get an idea of how it smells. Give it a smell, nice. Smells good. Smells like peanut butter. So now we're going to add a few more ingredients. Now, like I said, if you do this in fine dining, you might not want to add it all at the same time, but this isn't fine dining. This is my own home kitchen. So we are going to add, let's just not go too crazy yet. So let's add some crushed chilies. Let's add some cardamom. So I'm going to add just, my hands are soaked. I'm going to add just, I don't know, like a tablespoon. Or half a tablespoon, sorry. Add some cinnamon, because cinnamon and cardamom go well together, but not too much cinnamon. So turmeric, not a lot, sorry, because I just want the nutritional benefit of the turmeric, so we just do a little bit of that. Some chili powder, we could do a lot of that. because it doesn't dominate the dish. Smoked paprika, just a tiny bit. Just for a little something. And then I forgot I need cumin. Where's my cumin? Where's my cumin? And then we're going to do a little bit of cumin. Cumin, whatever you want to call it. All right, good enough. And then we'll stir it up. So now you'll really get an idea of the end flavor. Whatever smell this gives off will give you a general idea of what it's going to taste like at the end. As it's very easy to see, like I said, the acorn squash is the star of the show. You can tell that easily if you guys can even still see the oven. It smells so good. It smells perfect. So we can add the rice wine vinegar now. We can add it in the middle. We could add it at the end, or we could do both. Let's just throw it in now so that we could taste it. We can taste the liquid as it comes to a boil, then we can decide at that point. All right, so. Ah, that smells amazing. So now you know. Oh yeah, the apples. And there's honey too, but I'm not gonna add the apples. The apples will provide that sweetness we need instead of the honey. Because the natural sugar of the apple will break down. Apples and peanut butter, bro. It's a classic. This will be fine. And we have less apple in here than carrot, so I mean, it'll be okay. All right, we can add the liquid now. Ah, smells good. Apples with peanut butter is a classic, yeah. Yes, sir. Where is my thing? Okay, so we just need to, so depending on the consistency you want your soup, you want to add enough water to cover the, so if we're talking thick, enough water to cover the vegetables. So like here. If you want your soup real thick, this is where you would do it. Now it's probably good. I'm going to add a little more. So it's probably good to stop there, bring it up to a boil, and then blitz it. But I'm going to add a little more. So if we need more water, here's the thing about cooking. You can add to something like this. You can add, but you can never take away. So if you want to take away water, water is like funnily enough, water is a very underrated ingredient because it's a neutral flavor that can help save a otherwise broken dish. Because a neutral flavor, that also thins out your dish, and it'll also thin out all the flavors in there. But this particular neutral water won't thin out the flavors because it's not neutral water. I'm adding a chicken bouillon cube. So chicken stock with soup, it's a classic. You can't go wrong. Oh, but our fallen brothers. Well, that's okay. These are band chatters. Sorry, band chatter. Your roasted bones went to a good cause, bro. These are the ones that filled out a ban appeal and got denied. It's okay. So I'm using 1.5 chicken cubes. Now, if you're thinking, here it comes. Well, I hope no one said it, because if you've been listening to anything I've been saying this whole stream, then you've learned enough to know better. Oh, oh, I was so excited to cook this, but I can't eat it. It's not vegetarian. Then add vegetable stock. Add just water. You don't need, just because someone else added something to a recipe does not ever mean you have to. I was with you till the tomatoes, bro. So if you are vegetarian, just add vegetable stock. Okay, now we bring this up to a boil. And we can start our pesto! Yay! Well, first, let's taste the liquid. So let's bring it up to a boil. Make sure the chicken stock cube is dissolved. All the liquid is combined together. We can taste the liquid. And then at that point, we'll know like if we need to add any more spices or whatever else. Bacon would be real fucking good in that. Yes. That's the beauty of bacon. It's good in mostly everything. Yeah. If we had completely like crisp bacon, adding it at the end of the soup, like when we're serving it. So like you could serve this with like toasted, we're going to do toasted acorn squash seeds. And then you could throw in heavily fried bacon if you want to. And we're also making a nasturtium pesto. So because this is like the water is just covering the vegetables for the most part, we don't want any to evaporate or the flavors to condense at all. So we're going to put the cover on this. That also makes it boil faster anyway. So is there anything in here that I am not safe to eat yet? No. So if that liquid tastes good, you know your pureed soup is fine. Because like if that base liquid, that like watery, unboiled, flavorless should be, tastes good, you're good. Pretty spicy. Where the hell is my... Oh, shit. I don't have my lid. Okay, let's put the spices back, shall we? Jesus Christ, my throat. Well, my lid is here. It's just in the dishwasher, but I could wash it by hand. Let's wash it by hand. Yay! All right, and then we can make our pesto. Who likes pesto in the chat? I haven't made nasturtium pesto in a long time. Okay. Basil's my favorite thing in the world to me. I'm not actually using basil in this, but... All right. Where did I put my food processor? I just need to really quick do a couple dishes. Who's having a grand old time, huh? Who's having a great little pre-Halloween day? Oh yeah, I was like, what's this container in my sink? It's the carrots. It's the carrots! Sorry, I don't know why my throat is like completely plugged. I need to mute my mic and go in on this. I also need to use the bathroom. I'm muting my mic. And camera, don't follow me in there, bro. All right, chat, lock in. I'll be right back. Hey, everybody! Let's make sure none of that stuff burns at the bottom, which it was close, even though this is on low. All right, now it's on real low. All right, now we have a much better idea of how this tastes. So let's give it a taste. Just in case. Ah. Oh, yeah. That's going to be unreal. You know what? I'm actually so happy because I haven't made this soup. Well, I mean, this isn't the exact recipe either, but I haven't made an acorn squash soup in like, man, it's been like, God, probably 5 years or so. And it tastes just very, very much how mine used to taste, but there's a slight difference in flavor because of the walnut and macadamia nut butter. But honestly, though, the peanut butter sort of dominated those flavors out of there. All right. This is actually so hot, says someone, as I blow my nose into the mic. All right, so that's based. So we're gonna make a nasturtium pesto. I haven't made this in a long time. I'm actually a little scared because I don't know. Is there any bugs? No bugs that I see. If there are bugs, well, they're going into the pesto because I don't see any. Oh, I forgot to add the thyme. Oh, you know what we could do? Shit. We'll just add the thyme to the pesto, whatever. Nah, fuck it. I'll throw it in there. It's a pureed soup. One sec. Where's the rest of it? All right, so this is the herb thyme. I just forgot to throw it in, but it's just like not even a handful. It's fine. Okay. So this is really watery right now. I'm gonna keep the flowers. Keep the flowers on the side. I don't even know where the fuck to put them. So like, if you guys are just, I don't know how long I've been streaming, but, oh, 2 hours. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, these are nasturtium flowers. They're like one of the best garnishes ever. And they're edible too. So I'm just gonna keep those on the side. Have another one. Okay. Okie dokie. So, what should we do for this nasturtium pesto? I really don't know. This is like new to me. I've only made nasturtium pesto a couple times. just really quick. You could add a bay leaf to this too, just for some extra flavor, but that's a bit too fusiony. It's already fusion cooking, so you don't want to go too crazy. One sec. What fusion cooking is, by the way, is combining like two different ethnicities or two different like cultures of cooking. It's something I like. My main form of cooking is fusion, I feel. Okay. Gonna move the knives away from this workspace. Okay, so I don't know if I want to add the stems. So I'm keeping these spices here because I might add a few. All right, so I'm just taking these nasturtium leaves. Does nasturtium replace the basil? Yeah. But I'm making nasturtium pesto, by the way, because I just have so many nasturtiums in the garden that I figured, you know, I have a lot of kale too. I could add the kale to this. I have a ton of kale out there. I could just add it like just as like bulk, like filler, you know what I mean? So don't add enough to change the flavor, but add enough that you're just getting extra nutrients. So I really want to, I also have some lemon balm here, but I don't know, this is a risk. I'm going to put that on the side. I probably won't use that. So nasturtiums, if you don't know, they're like very peppery and very bitter. So since they're so bitter, we need to add some like sweetness to this. And that could be honey, maple syrup, like brown sugar. Brown sugar probably good. So we're also going to keep a few of these for garnish. This, by the way, I don't know if this is going to go well. Anyone have any suggestions? Has anyone in chat ever made nasturtium pesto? Oops. Okay. This definitely won't be too thick because it's all watery. The pot. What about it? The heat's on like the lowest possible. It's all good. By the way, this is like done at this point, but brown sugar sounds good. Yeah, I agree. A mint leaf or two? Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. I do have mint actually. One sec. Where? Oh shit. Okay. I have chocolate mint. I should probably put the seeds in. So like we have acorn squash seeds here. I've never roasted acorn squash seeds, but we'll see what happens. They're all dried out now. So I just need to start these now because the soup is like, pureed soups don't take long. I could blitz it up right now, honestly. All right, so we have our acorn squash seeds. I'm just gonna let's just do some avocado oil. Some salt, pepper. I don't want to go too nuts because I've never ever cooked these in my life. And we could candy them at the end as well. Yo, thank you, Box Logo Killer, and thank you, Resident Eagle. Do 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 do. All right, let's hope these turn out. So if you want to see me mess something up, which that's the best form of entertainment, this will be the thing. There they are. So, top rack they go. I'm gonna put 10 minutes because 15 is probably the sweet spot, but I'm doing 10 because I am scared. All right, so in this pesto, we need at least 1 clove of garlic. Can you guys see me? All right, 1 clove of garlic. One clove. Let's do olive oil is probably the go-to. So we have some Parmesan cheese here. Use that. I like my pestos drippy, bruh. I'm adding a lot of I'm adding a lot of Parmesan. All right. It's cutting it into super small chunks. I dropped a piece. 5-second rule. Okay. Now, what nut should we use? The worst thing you can have is a large nut in your mouth. So we want to make sure they're chopped up nice and fine. Let's go with, what do you guys think? What nut do you want to use? I have walnuts, macadamia, I have hazelnuts, I have pumpkin seeds, maybe cashew? Yeah, I'm going walnut. Oh wait, it's over here. Yeah, I'm going walnut, bro. Yeah, I'm going walnut. F you. F you, I'm going walnut. F you. Let's do a handful. Why? I don't know. Nah, I would do more than that. That's good. Okay. Now, probably like a spoonful of honey, or we could do maple syrup. Walnut, honey, walnut, and maple. Walnut and maple. Walnut and maple is a thing. Walnut and maple is a thing, right? All right, lock in. It's time. What the freak am I doing? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna just start with avocado oil. We could use olive oil. But olive oil is also really peppery too. I don't know if that'll work very well, honestly, because olive oil is very peppery, the one I have, and nasturtiums are very peppery, so you might not want to double down. Forgot something. Lemon! Just a little. All right. Moment of truth. Let's see. See if it's any good. I don't know. I don't know, by the way. Not sure. I mean, it looks great. It looks awesome. Like the consistency is perfect. God, I'm a little scared. Oh, man. Wow. That's almost shocking. It's so good. It's so good. Wow. That's crazy. I'm going to grab some more nasturtiums because we could, it has so much flavor. We could bulk way more shit into this. I'll be right back. And, you know, we want it to be thick enough that we can make we could dollop it into the soup, and it's a little too thin. So we need more nasturtium. But man, that's so fucking good. Holy shit. I see what you guys are typing. Guys, don't say that. Don't say that. You know what? Screw it, boys. I grabbed a kale leaf too, because I'm just like, you know, whatever. I have so much kale, dude. I need to use it. It shouldn't hurt, I hope. I'll be honest, by the way. Like, I swear, if you guys have an open palate, if you tried this, you'd be like, holy fuck. It's so good. It's so good. But we didn't get that risky, honestly. There's no spices in there. We went with the standard, like, Parmesan. All right. Oh, man. That's so sick. Okay. Let's just scrape down the sides. It does have a peppery aftertaste because of the nasturtium, but ooh, the kale was, oh, it's way better now too. The kale was a good choice. Oh man, that's insanely good. Guys, nasturtium, garlic, Parmesan cheese, walnut, maple syrup, lemon juice, avocado oil. Oh my God, that's good. And nasturtiums grow like crazy, dude. You should see my garden. I don't even have half of them yet. So good. I consider that like a big W recipe. Like if I made a recipe book, I would have no problems putting that in there. So good. So just because this is a stream, by the way, so if you're to make this, like I've been streaming 2 hours, like I said, I could make this whole shebang in like 15 minutes. Where we went, why this is taking so long is if you do this at home, here's how you start at home. You turn on your oven, you turn on the stove with the pot, you throw your butter in there. While the butter's browning, that's when you cut your vegetables. By the time it's done browning, you throw your vegetables in, then you cut up the butternut squash, you throw that in, then you throw in all your other ingredients, and then boom, you add the liquid, you add the peanut butter, you add the liquid, you add the chicken bouillon cube, put it on low heat, put the cover on, stir, then put the cover on, and then get out of there. You know, go play games for 10 minutes or whatever, come back, stir it, make sure the low heat is now in effect, because when you lower the heat, it's not already low. It started off super high, so the pan's already really hot. Now, you can do this way faster than I am doing it, but I used to actually do cooking shows like with my normal speed. And like, oh yeah, well, now it doesn't matter, but oh yeah, spend $150 of groceries to make money from them by streaming, and the stream is only 20 minutes long. And I'm just like, people didn't even have time to show up, and I'm already done. Oh man, hey Bawk, I just got here. I'm so excited to see, what are you cooking today? Bro, it's already done. Okay, this is going well. They definitely needed to like come out and get stirred because a lot of them were sort of stuck. But looking good. They could do another like 10 minutes probably. Oops. Okay. Sick, man. Man, I'm so happy that pesto turned out so well. That's so awesome. I'm always really scared cooking like something new, because you never know. And the maple syrup was a good choice too. I think the maple really complemented the walnut. And maple also, like, I think it has that extra sweetness that honey doesn't have, which got rid of that bitterness of the nasturtium. And it was a good call to not use olive oil too. Like, olive oil is in the classic recipe, but olive oil definitely would have made that too peppery. The pepperiness would have just been too overpowering. Oh, watch this. Oh, hell yeah. Follow me, guys, to the spice rack. By the way, I just bought all these spices, so I can't even fit them in the spice rack. Oh, hey, everybody. Wait, can you even see me? Oh, you can. Oh, hey, everybody. Oh, man. Feels good that the recipe turned, or like the food turned out, because man, when you're experimenting and it doesn't turn out, it sort of feels shitty. Well, especially for me, because I'm a trained chef, but so if I mess something up, I'm just like, ah, fuck, that should have been good, but it wasn't. Oh well. But this is really good. Okay, so this is like done. We could just turn off the heat at this point. The consistency is really good, considered it's not even blitzed yet. Oh, I need this actually. All right, so now we want to put our pesto into something like a dish. Hey, buddy. Hey, hey. How are you? How are you? Hey, how are you? Are you doing good? Oh, that's good. Are you doing good? Hey, guys. Fall flavors cooking show. Those fall flavors, guys. Those fall flavors. It's all about the fall flavors. Man, I hope some of you cook the nasturtium pesto or make it. Because holy, what a W, brah. Everyone's so scared to not use basil, but basil is an L. And this is good for you too, right? Nasturtium. I don't know the nutrient profile of nasturtium actually. Nasturtiums, garlic, Parmesan cheese. You know what? I don't know if you guys know this, but actual high quality Parmesan cheese is really good for you. Also, you could finish this off with olive oil. Like you could do like a tablespoon of olive oil at the end. ELD, guys, what's that stand for? ELD. ELD. They're going to put what ED stands for because they're degens. Every last drop, bro. Every last drop. That's what you got to get. I thought you guys, you know what? I threw you under the bus. I thought you were going to say erectile dysfunction. But that's my chat. They would never say something like that or think it. Just like I would never think something like that. By the way, guys, if you have erectile dysfunction in the chat, make this nasturtium pesto, get a tablespoon, and try the whole thing. I swear you'll be cured. 1 spoonful, baby. You'll be fully cured. All right. I didn't use the lemon balm. Dude, lemon balm is hard to use, in my opinion. I really don't know when to use it. But thank you, Feed Cola. Thank you, Sneerez. The ASMR Queen, Cat Plant. Thank you for the 11. I seen you in the Shrek ASMR video. Fantastic mustache and beard. That video was insane. All right. Well, now we have a bit of time to kill. Yeah, that video is nuts. I hope you're doing well, though. Straight edge soup. Hey, this has chicken in it. Some time to kale. You could definitely add more kale to that nasturtium pesto, by the way. God, I can't believe how good that was. So what should we do with these seeds? We could candy them, but I don't know. Here, let me try them by themselves because they are definitely done. This is acorn squash. I can show you guys up close, but this is acorn squash seeds because we made an acorn squash. So I was like, oh, I may as well make some seeds too. And I've never made them before or eaten them. Mm. Oh, it's just like a pumpkin seed. Mm. Those are good. Um, no, this is actually a pan. See? It's cast iron though. It's really heavy. I just have all my pan, like any pan I use over the course of a day, I just let chill on the like the oven because why not? I don't put them away because why the hell would I? What a waste of time. Well, like it, we live in a society. If I was living with someone else, yeah, I'd put them away. But I'm living by myself, so it's much easier to come down to the kitchen, make my breakfast in the morning. All the pans are there, make my thing, clean them, put them back, and then it's ready for the next day. Super fast. Any old spoons my grandma used to use? No, actually. But I've been using like all the stuff that I own is mine. Like I accumulated over the course of the culinary career and everything, and all my catering stuff. All my catering stuff is up there. But I would never cater anything ever again. Well, like I would cater something for a very close loved one, but like taking a catering gig, absolutely not. This is so sick. I can't believe how well all this turned out. Man, oh man. Cater my wedding? Imagine if you catered your own wedding and you accidentally fucked up the food. That could sour the whole marriage. You know what's even better than the seeds? And next time I get acorn squash, man, I left some of the pulp on here because I'm just like, oh, whatever. The salt and pepper dried out pulp is crazy, dude. This shit goes crazy. Like I'm not even kidding. If you did the same thing I did with the seeds, but with the pulp, and you dried it out like this, like you can see, and you got it nice and crispy, dude, this is like vegan bacon. You could use this as the garnish to the butternut squash soup. We'll technically still be using it as the garnish, but yeah, that shit goes crazy. Serve divorce papers along with the ruined dish. Yeah, my guild in Warcraft, my guild has been called Dad's divorce papers for God since I was a kid. All right. No hidden meaning behind it. It was a funny name, Okay, well, we need to do one more thing. What is it? I can't remember. I can't remember what we're doing. So we have the pesto, we have the seeds. Oh, we need to blitz the soup. Oh, by the way, the main reason I chose to do a pureed soup, I know I've like yapped about pureed soups and all that this whole stream, but the main reason I made pureed soup is because I just got a new stand mixer. So, yeah, I want to give it a try. I want to use it. Put away the ponzu, the mirin, the sesame oil. Thank you, heck of you. Thank you. Thank you. Whoa, my camera's watching me. Why does it feel like somebody's watching me? Gonna get no privacy. Okay, now we need to see if this soup is good. Okay, so brand new stand mixer. I am a little scared. With great power comes great responsibility, okay? I made that up off the top of my head. So when you guys use a stand mixer at home, you have great power in your hands. Don't cut your entire hand off, all right? Made that up just now. Hopefully you guys can't hear this over the mic. All right, so we are going to puree this soup. Are you ready? Why does it feel like somebody's watching me? Butcher block. Hi. Okay, let's go. So for pureed soups, if you guys don't know, this is like a sort of a hack. So you want to tilt your pan to one side, because if you do that, you'll have way more surface area to work with instead of like splashing yourself. Because if you set it down like it is now, there's a chance that it will cause like do a vortex, like a whirlwind in the soup, and it'll splash everywhere. So the more you have to work with, the way less chance you're going to just destroy your kitchen. Can you guys hear this? So we are currently pureeing a soup that is acorn squash, carrot, onion, ginger, garlic, apples, cinnamon, cardamom, cumin, paprika, chili powder, brown butter, and any other stuff? I made this recipe myself. Oh, peanut butter too. And walnut butter. And macadamia nut butter. So now that we've done this, you want to just go around in a circle on like low speed and just see if you missed anything on your way around. All right. So now we give that a rinse, easy clean. That's why I love immersion blenders, man. So much better than pouring all that shit into a blender, then taking the blender, pouring it back into a different pot, and then cleaning the blender and the pot. It's brutal, but with an immersion blender, so much easier. Like I never use blenders. Always immersion because, well, like sometimes you have to use a blender, but for pureed soups and purees in general, you can get away with this. Okay, now the moment of truth. Let's taste this. So it is a little thick. We can add cream to it. We can add coconut milk because coconut milk works with that fusion cooking I was talking about, because we have all those ingredients, like Asian inspired ingredients with that classic French mirepoix. We can experiment a little bit with like coconut milk, or you could use cream, or you could use milk if you want to, but we'll just taste it as is and see how it is now and then go from there. But it's a really nice consistency though. Coconut milk is amazing with stuff like this. Thank you, Dark Ant, and thank you, Heck You. Thank you. Mmm. That's really good. So that turned out really well. So it needs more salt. And here's the thing. So remember at the start of the cooking show, I was like, if you have salted butter, you don't want to add extra salt because the butter's already salted. So if you're adding salted butter, then sauteing your vegetables, then adding more salt on top of it, well, you already have salt in your butter. Okay? So this needs pepper, but the nasturtium pesto is very peppery. So, and this is where that perfect balance comes in, by the way. So because the nasturtium pesto is peppery, instead of adding pepper to the soup, which will then be combined with the pesto, and you combine the flavors together at that point, it'll be too peppery, right? But if we're getting the pepper from that pesto that's already has like loaded with flavor and combining that with the flavors of this that needed that pepper, when you combine the two different flavors in that way, it causes like an explosion of flavor as opposed to like being too peppery or not peppery enough, whatever, and replace peppery with whatever, creamy, buttery, whatever. So it's like the perfect, like it needs pepper, but we already got it from the pesto, which we're going to serve it with. By the way, I don't have any fancy dishes, so this is gonna look like crap when I when I dish it up. But we could add coconut milk too. Like, we could add coconut milk because it could be a little creamier. I don't really want to add the cream because I'm lactose intolerant, and I don't want to take a lactose pill every time I eat this. If I had a cooking catchphrase, what would it be? Circumcise him. Any other questions? Yeah, let's just go with soups up. Yeah, that's a good one. Soups up? We'll go with soups up. Hey, is the camera still following me? It's not. Camera, follow me. AI, guys, am I right? AI, am I right? Sup. Okay, so let's try and dish this up. Man, I hope this looks good. It probably won't though, because look at the bowls I have to choose from. So Blizzard sent me an entire Overwatch cooking book. They sent me two actually. They're down there somewhere. And they sent me this as well. So that's one of them. Then I have, I'm really gonna buy some new bowls. I have this, which this is okay, I guess. And then I have this, which, hey, over here, asshole. Hey! Oh, well, you interested in the cupboards? Bro, over here. Bruh, don't do that again or I'm going to get you decommissioned. And then I have this. So I guess we can go with the circle one. So again, if you make this at home, if you want to candy these, that'll add a lot of extra flavor. It'll be awesome no matter what, you know, it'll be sick. So I don't think I'm going to add coconut milk. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow because I just don't want to, I don't know. This is healthy. Like this, like what's in here that's not healthy? Butter. People think butter's not healthy. Butter is fine. It's if you indulge in butter. Butter is actually can be healthy for you and can be in a very healthy diet. But butter is one of those scare foods that people think is bad for you when it's not actually bad for you. And like Google and everything says like, oh, butter's so bad for you. But then people that support and have stock in Google are the same people that make like sunflower oil and actual like saturated and horrible fats for you as opposed to butter. Butter is like a natural fat where in a lot of stuff you buy from the grocery store, it'll be riddled with the bad kind of fat. So when all things are said and done, the butter's fine. Okay. Then we have all these spices. Spices for the most part are good for you. They have a lot of nutritional benefit. We have the acorn squash, good for you. Carrot, onion, ginger, garlic, all really good for you. And I guess the only thing is probably the chicken bouillon cube because of all the salt in there. But it's such a low dose of salt because we use such a little amount that this is a healthy dish. Now, when you add the coconut milk, depending on how your diet is, you might be pushing it over. And if you add the cream, you're definitely doing it. You're definitely overdoing it because cream is butter, like, you know, or butter is like whipped cream. So if we add the cream on top of the butter, then that's when it becomes a problem. That's like you know how coffee's not really bad for you, but when you add the triple cream and the triple sugar, that's when it's actually bad for you. So just like that. So, where the hell's my ladle? All right. I will try my best to make this look good, guys. No promises. We're gonna have to get a picture quick. I have to load up my camera because all the ingredients are gonna float to the bottom. This is the joys of cooking. This is the joys of being. I'm not a cooking influencer, but this is the joys of being it where you plate it up and quickly you got to take a picture because all this shit's gonna float to the bottom. Or we could just do it in a way that it won't float to the bottom. All right, 2 ladles full. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're going to put the seeds first. I'll take a picture, then I'll show you guys. Okay. Oh, this looks so good. This looks so good. Okay, seeds. Oh, this looks so sick. Okay. Then we need the nasturtium. Oh, wait, the pesto? The fuck is the pesto? Quick, quick. I should have had these all ready. And we could do... All right. One sec, before it gets ruined. God, this looks terrible for what it could look like. I just wish I had a bigger bowl or a different bowl. But there you go, fellers. Look down, camera. Here, I'm going to have to pan the camera down. Is it working? Hey, where the hell are you going, bro? Hey! Guys, can you see it? There it is. Stupid camera. All right, so now let's give it a try. The flour doesn't need to be there, but, you know, it looks good. Take one without the flour. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's try this. Guys, we're doing it. Okay, let's go. We got so this is a butternut squash, a curried peanut and butternut squash, or acorn squash soup with a walnut and nasturtium pesto and toasted salt and pepper acorn squash seeds. Let's see if it's any good. I'll be honest, by the way. It's insanely good. This is something I would serve to anyone ever. And then, yeah, it's so good. It turned out so well. Oh my God. I'm always so happy when a full-blown recipe actually works. Man, that nasturtium and walnut pesto, insane. Insane. I love that we made a bunch of stuff that's in season work. Why I named the stream, or at least on YouTube, like Fall Flavors Cooking Show, it's because the stuff I took from my garden is all in season at the moment. Acorn squash is in season at the moment. So it's like all these flavors that are at their peak that I took a lot of them from my garden And when you combine all that with good recipes, you get really good food. And this is insanely good. God. Yeah, Cat Plant cooking ASMR show. May Chad have a taste? Sure. Here you go, guys. Okay. Come on, did you eat it yet? Bake an apple pie, hell yeah. Nutmeg, cinnamon, apples, simple syrup. Now you do the true thing, guys. You mix around the pesto into the into the soup. Mmm. Do I know how to do apple pie? Well, what I just said works. Apple, cinnamon, nutmeg, simple syrup, bake in the oven. That works. I actually have apples growing in my backyard, but I don't do a lot of baking because I didn't like culinary, and I went to culinary school. Culinary school, in that school, there is a baking course. So I didn't take the baking course. I love apple crisp. Do I know how to make macaroni pie? No, the best pie thing I've ever made was a chicken. It was a chicken pot pie, and I used like nutmeg and cardamom. I did a few weird things like nutmeg, cardamom. I let the bechamel sauce simmer with like bay leaf, nutmeg, cardamom, and a stick of cinnamon. And there was a couple of the things that I did to it, and peas, carrots, celery, onion, chicken. And it was so good. I can't remember the rest. Well, I think I remember it, but I'm so glad this worked though. Cause like this is a recipe from like 5 years ago that I used to cook for people, like sometimes, not the pesto and not exactly this recipe. Like I made acorn squash soup with peanut for people, but I didn't, this time we went nuts with this. Like we had a ton of spices. We had the walnut and macadamia nut peanut butter with normal peanut butter. And then we made the pesto on top of that with the toasted seeds. So like we went a little crazy this time. Literally nuts. Yeah, this is a nutty dish. But yeah, so good, guys. So good. I don't know how to make apple cider. Brazilian barbecue. People ask me that all the time. And every time I just think you guys are making like a sex joke or something. All right, guys. I rate this a 10 out of 10. It was, I kid you not. Try it at home. Try to make it. I swear. You'll be shocked. So insanely good. And that's why I wanted to make it again. Honestly, this was better than the one I was hyping up. This one is the best one. And the walnut and nasturtium pesto. Oh, I can't believe how well those ingredients work together. Well, walnut, nasturtium, lemon juice, garlic, avocado oil, Parmesan cheese. Yeah, all those ingredients. Is there more? Yeah, there's enough for days, bro. There's enough for days. I have to give this to my brother or my mom or something. But man, and thank you guys. You guys took me out of my comfort zone with the seeds. Seeds aren't hard, but I was gonna throw them out. Oh yeah. If you make this at home, by the way, trust me, dude, the pulp. Oops. The pulp is underrated. I swear to God. I don't know how that got swept under the rug. Man, scrape some of that pulp off and salt and pepper that with some oil. Holy shit, it's insane, dude. It's insane. It's so good. Yeah, the pulp goes hard, man. Would I use flavor infused olive oil? Sure. Well, no. For the pesto, no. I did add droplets of olive oil at the end, which they worked well. It wasn't overpowering or peppery really, because the pesto turned out more sweet than peppery. Like it still had that peppery like aftertaste because of the nasturtium. But yeah, and the kale added to the pesto too. That was a really good call because yeah, I think it made it better, honestly. I think the kale actually added a nice depth of flavor to it. And it's free bulk. Like you're getting way more pesto because you're adding leaves of kale. And like that was fresh kale from the garden. Kale is very good for you too. There's a lot of nutritional benefits to kale. So, oh, and we put the mint in the pesto. Yes, thank you, Wyatt Spencer, for the $2. We also put mint in the pesto. Actually, not mint. We put chocolate mint in the pesto, but only like 4 leaves, so it didn't like just complemented the flavors. That's true though. Good call. I forgot all about the mint. Rate that kitchen. What do you guys think? Do you like the kitchen? What do you think, everyone? Camera, follow me. It's coming. All right, let's go. What do you think, guys? Rate that kitchen. Rate that kitchen, everyone. All right. Hi, everybody. All right, that was awesome. And you know what? There's like no cleanup either. I have to wash this pot, this thing, and like wipe this down. Sick, dude. Because we cleaned as we went. Oops. We cleaned as we went, guys. A house tour. I have one on my VODs channel, actually, a whole house tour. No joke. All right, this was sick, guys. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you for joining. But it was good. I will watch the VOD back to see if the mic quality is good enough for me to do another show later. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I always love trying to teach people how to cook and how to inspire people to get to the kitchen and try some things, because cooking is not hard. I mean, it is. It's like the skill ceiling is one of the highest in any career other than like scientists. But when you get into like the molecular gastronomy of cooking, you are a scientist. So the skill ceiling is massive, but the skill floor, like anyone can make this soup. Now, with all the spices and shit that I added, okay, that's overdoing it. For someone new, that's overdoing it. But just with the vegetables and the peanut butter, you can do that. Like anyone can do that. Very, very easy. Molecular gastronomy, yeah, bro. Yo, Horror Show. Thank you for all the resubs, guys. I'm sorry if I missed any. I didn't really... It's hard to see all of them. I hope I didn't miss any. All right. Thank you, everybody.